Hey everybody, I hope you like the new studios here at WJOB. I'm Jim Dietlow, host of the morning show on AM 1230 WJOB in Hammond, Indiana. Friday, July 11th of 2014, just an action-packed morning. It started out with a very sad situation. As we're on the air, we're getting news of a stabbing at South Lake Methodist Hospital in Merrillville. A woman was stabbed to death. That came down during the show. It also came down that the suspect may have stabbed to death her husband. So evidently they were an elderly couple. She stabbed to death at Methodist. He stabbed to death in his home. They have a 60-year-old in custody. We don't know if it's his son, aunt, or uncle, or whatever, but they're all related. Then we have Dan Carden calling in from Indianapolis. He, of course, writes for the NWI Times. And he told us about an interesting, or what he called a shocking, decision by the Indiana State Ethics Commission that Tony Bennett, who is the Department of Education head, former head, could use his state property for campaign purposes. He didn't do it exactly the right way technically, but evidently that was the ruling on that. So he got a $5,000 fine, and that's about it. Alexis Vasquez Dietlow came in, my wife, and we talked about that ruling. Mars Gonzalez, another attorney, called in, and we talked about the legal ramifications of some of that. Alexis and I disagreeing on a couple of points there. If it's the rules, it's the rules. That's what I say. She had a little different take on that. So did Mars Gonzalez. And so did Hammond Mayor Tom McDermott, who came in. And he had a number of news items in there. One of the, I guess, non-news items was that he was concerned that perhaps it was a double standard for downstate Republicans and Lake County Democrats. Of course, I had to once again bring up the rules are the rules with him, and so we had a bit of a disagreement on that. But the McDermott talking about stepping down from being the Lake County Democratic Party chair, he also said this. He said, I am looking at running for governor in 2016 when I pressed it to him. He is thinking about running for governor, but it's a family issue. He'd have to uproot his family, and so it was the strongest language he has used yet that he may be running for governor in 2016. Also, there was another thing about the train, the South Shore train, 800 million or 500 million. I can't remember how many hundreds of millions. Pete Visclosky looking for McDermott to get behind it, and McDermott right there, that was kind of a news item. He said, I'm not committing to anything I don't know the answers to. So he's going to wait for a study to come out on that. Of course, the mayor, his typical very candid self, pretty good radio. You guys gave him about 15 to 20 phone calls, and I appreciate your participation. Matt Reardon coming in. We continued the discussion about the downstate and the corruption and what else is there. I admitted, and sort of my wife actually said it on the air, I really don't know what I'm talking about when it comes down to politics and legal stuff. But you know what? I play one on the air, so I just furthered the discussion. Verlee Suggs does know what she's talking about. She sat in for me yesterday when I went down to Indianapolis for the Innovation Showcase, 900 people down there. Verlee calling in. She was a friend, a fellow flight attendant of the gal who was found in a trunk murdered. Verlee giving us the breaking news that she had talked to the county police that they may have a suspect in that murder, and we'll see how that plays out the rest of the day. Number of things that we promoted here on the Friday show. Joel Radijak calling in also. Main Square benefit on Sunday, 2:30 to 9. That is for Planting Possibilities. Also, the Oilman will be on WJOB all weekend long. Gino Svarusa starts his show up again. Region Bandstand at 2 p.m. on Saturday. Greek Fest is in Merrillville. That ought to be enough for now. AM 1230 WJOB.